we have the fruition of Zoro's giant slaying plan, along with Brook versus Imu. The cover page of One Piece chapter 1173, titled A Generation of Warriors, features Usopp coating his nose in honey to lure in a rhinoceros beetle, all while Chopper climbs up for a taste of his own. And this is easily my least favorite cover in years. We begin with the demonic giant warrior pirates besieging West Village. The demented captains were all too eager to lay their childhood hero low and assume the crown. Elder Ja Rule was pained by the mere sight of them, as just behind the Infernal Army, Haruden and Stanson wondered what Zoro's plan might be. But ahead of that, the swordsman decided to ask if they're alright with him cutting the giant warrior pirates down. Haruden accepted the necessity. But then again, they're up against Elbaf's premier pirate crew. Stanson added that while saving the Elder is their top priority, their senior warriors have all earned their respect, so he hopes that Zoro will be able to at least spare their pride. And that's when the two giants were noticed by two demonic veterans. Stanson insisted that they avoid being surrounded. Mockingly, the older pirates asked if their juniors had finished their little quest to unite all the giants of the world. With uproarious laughter, they're sure the fools know by now just how impossible such a dream really is. A dream that was no doubt inspired by the ambitions of Haruden's late father and his own mixed lineage. Thoroughly ticked off, the two giants shifted their sentiment and urged Zoro to rip the geezers a new one. Smiling, Zoro agreed to do as his Grand Fleet brothers wished. So he leapt off of Haruden's shoulder. Now the two understood that Zoro planned on avoiding encirclement by going at the enemy from above. A clever trick indeed. Avoiding a downward cleave, Haruden and Stanson split up to circle around from the sides. Zoro leapt from head top to head top, his heftiest jump even forcing one of their helmets to ring. As in the same vein as Levi Ackerman above a horde of titans, Zoro prepared to strike. Three sword style, secret technique, air swirled inwards from all directions, crossing of the six paths. The army was hacked apart, and Stanson expected no less. From there, Zoro found himself in Dory and Brogy's line of sight. They flared with eagerness and shouted his name, ready to assail him. Zoro called out to them too, as he held two swords overhead. And like with his victory over King, Zoro struck the sky itself to avoid their attacks, as the two colossal giants moved to strike. Their blades crossed, and the two demonic captains tore into one another by accident, with a visual homage to their debut exchange. Zoro was horrified. So was Elder Ja Rule. The mighty giant captains cried out from the pain. Imu made the mistake of promising them both the crown, clearly misunderstanding their whole dynamic. So it looks like these two will be busy fighting each other after this. Elsewhere on Branch 8 was a thoroughly bound Brook, slinking along the ground. He slowly inched his way across the terrain. Panting, the bag of bones looked up. He called out to Gunko, referring to her as Princess Shuri. He demanded to know if she is Princess Shuri. And I can't help but think of Black Panther here. The knight said nothing. She only stared at him. Brook stared back as he caught his breath. Shouting, he couldn't see how it could possibly be her. It was pretty much impossible. But there's no doubt that she looks just like the princess, so he needs to be sure. Again, the figure said nothing. Rationalizing, Brook supposed that if she isn't the princess, then she must be a blood relative. He supposed that if the princess were alive today, then she'd be about 80 years old by now. But given his bony disposition, it's unlikely that she'd be able to recognize him. But her blue hair, mismatched eye color, connection to the Holy Land, and fondness of his music all made her a perfect match. So again, he continued to question her identity. Furious, Brook expressed his desire to go the rest of his life without ever having to even think about her again, along with the fact that she killed her father, the man who Brook owed everything to, back when he was the leader of the kingdom's battle convoy. So here we go again with another case of royal patricide under false pretenses. Gunko recoiled for a moment. Internally, the King of Silhouettes called out to her. Mu questioned if the princess's memories were beginning to come back. For a moment, she actually came back to her senses. With a frantic extension of her hand and a counterclockwise arrow, Gunko shouted for Brook to run away. The skeleton was stunned by disbelief as the bindings fell away. Meanwhile, the giant children noticed that the arrow next to them was wavering. Brook tumbled into freedom. Gunko tried to talk to him, but a furious Imu refused to let her move of her own free will. The demonic princess convulsed and cried out in agony as Imu's malicious haki rippled out. Brook had no idea what was going on. Unfortunately, one of his legs was overtaken by the arrow once again. Brook demanded to know why she told him to run, then claimed that he came to settle things once and for all. As with increased ferocity, he demanded to know her identity. With reassumed control, Mu glared at the undead inconvenience. The king of the world clashed against Brook's ray shield, demanding silence. Mu wants to know who the hell this man is to Gunko. And oh man, Brook being the first Straw Hat to fight Imu is so cool, even if it's only by proxy. And to be fair, he was the only one of them that was familiar with God's Knights. From there, we shift to Usopp's group, where the sniper was overjoyed to be free. And hopefully, the name of this group is a sign of good things to come. Triumphantly, he insisted that his mind powers managed to save them. So clearly his lies are getting to his own head. Jinbei questioned why the arrows loosened for a moment. So far, the big guy's been doing a lot of thinking, but we haven't really seen any results just yet. Nami was concerned with freeing Robin, since their thorn bindings are different. But Robin told her to worry about the children instead. While Usopp tried to use his mind powers to defeat a flying monster, Jinbei added that he saw Ange go after the kids too, although he doubts she'll make it in time since West Village is so far away. But that's when they heard the sound of a simp. Sanji has arrived. Close to West Village, Saint Summers was mocking the giant children from atop his thorny serpent. They were on the verge of making it to the drop point. An angry Colin identified the fiend as one of the demons Elder Ja Rule mentioned. He told the man that the strong giants of Elbaf would make him pay for what he's done. Summers just laughed since that very strength is exactly why they're being subjugated. He also knows that Colin is Gabon's son, a man he has quite a bone to pick with. The kid just told him to let them go. The others chimed in with the same sentiment. Colin tried challenging the knight to a duel, much to the Punisher's pleasure. But unfortunately, it is far too late for such things. After all, they've already made it to the harbor. Being a total troll, Saint Summers told them that they can all kiss their homeland goodbye for the very last time. With the ship in sight, the kids were distraught. Summers called the Supreme One over Denden Mushi, relaying the fact that he and St. Killingham are on the verge of completing their task. And although the knight is ready to go home, he questioned if there's anything else he should attend to on his liege's behalf beforehand. And that's when the crew of concerned family members began to catch up. An annoyed Summers questioned how they managed to get past the dream demons that were supposed to keep them away. The kids noticed their family members. Then Yova cried out for them all to look above. It was none other than Nika, the god of destruction. And based on their expressions, we can tell which one of them is especially afraid of Nika. The kids shouted at their family members to run away, but their guardians weren't deterred in the slightest. In fact, their charges were underestimating them, because they all come from a generation of warriors. They brutalized the deified brute. The kids had no idea their relatives were this strong. But now the Destroyer was pissed. He lashed out in fury, as Gerd told Goldberg and Road they won't be able to catch up, even if they run. So instead, Gerd and Goldberg prepared a Dory and Brogy style combined attack. But Road shouted for them to let him join in. To save his little brother Bjorn, Road will do whatever it takes. 3 generals, Gokoku sovereignty! They tore straight through the Nika nightmare. The defeated monster began to plummet and was on the verge of crushing Saint Summers. Now hefting his blade as an oversized kanabo, Summers told the thing to move out of the way. He batted the monster aside, and it crashed right into the awaiting vessel. And thanks to that, the ship sank immediately. And that's when Saint Summers knew that he royally screwed up. Imu might just give him the Saturn special over this. The tide is turning. And at this rate, it'll take Shamrock's return to bring the danger levels back up. We've been waiting about 19 years for Brook's backstory, so please let me know what you guys think so far.